Hello, Facebook. So I am about to. Hello. I'm about to do some well, experimentation. Normally, I'll get on here and tie a fly, and I have one that I've started. But I was shopping with my wife today, and we came across. I came across something that I want to try out. If you saw my last video, I tied a fly that's meant um, for surf perch type fly. That's kind of like a shrimp pattern, I guess. I didn't come up with the fly. I was just copying a fly that I bought, just to kind of show how it's tied. And I saw that fly and some other flies that had a specific section of the fly that I was trying to copy with materials that I already had. And I've had a couple of different flies that way that I needed something that looked like that without having that thing. So one of the things that I've noticed is, a lot of people they use clear nail polish to seal the head or other parts of the fly so that they don't come unraveled. Instead of like some people use super glue. There's some that's meant for tying flies that's a clear head. You have some that's like a UV hardened gel where you put the gel on and it stays wet until you shine the light on it and it hardens it. But in this case, I've always used nail polish, clear nail polish. Usually I use Hard as Nails brand because it seems to work pretty well. The last bottle that I bought, I'm pretty sure that I bought it at a dollar store. And I was actually, today when we were shopping, I was looking for a different one. I'll turn this camera around. So this is the stuff that I bought before. It's called Super Dry. And I'm pretty sure this is the one I got at the dollar store a long time ago because the nail polish that I had was turning yellow and it was starting to get thick. And this stuff, even though it's still very clear, it comes out a little bit goopy whenever you open it up. It strings a lot. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of like what a hot glue gun does. It leaves a string hanging off of there. Pretty sure you can see that. So I was considering getting some more, and then I saw the Hard as Nails was like $5, and I was like, well, I can work with the one I have. And I also was thinking a while back about if I was tying a fly that was meant to look like a fish. There's these nail polishes that have glitter built in, and I thought that could be cool for a fish body, like to emulate the scales or just to bring up some spark on a fly. You could just tie it with whatever string you wanted, and you could get that sparkle finish. But then I haven't tried it yet, but that's actually pieces of glitter, which if you're tying that, or you're tying it, if you're painting that on your nail, it's going to lay down flat. Then it'll sparkle and you could put a clear coat over it, make it smooth or whatever. But on a fly, you're dealing with a very small space, a very small round surface. And I would think that would, I'm going to try it, but I would think that would end up being rough and stand out a little bit. But then when I was at Target with my wife today, this caught my eye for a couple of reasons. So this glitter, first of all, obviously is iridescent. But also the glitter that's in there, basically it looks like little pieces of this stuff that I use. It looks like little cut up pieces of this stuff. This is a crystal flash. And so it caught my eye, and I thought I would try to see what it does. So I bought a bottle. This is $1, like $2. So with this fly, this is the section of the fly, the last one that I tied. It had some pieces that are tied in here, some deer hair and things sticking out. And then there was a section of this that's covered in a sparkly, iridescent kind of finish. And the one that I bought wasn't exactly this thing, but I have a couple of different materials that I've used for the fly that work pretty well. But in this, I've started it here because I wanted to do a section with this stuff and then a couple of sections with the nail polish just to see what it looks like. But so what I do is I tie this in. I tie it in and then wrap it around, and it covers up. It covers the body, and then usually when I'm doing that fly, I then come in with nail polish because fish, especially in saltwater, are very toothy, and they can tear up a fly if there's things to get their teeth into. So this clear coating kind of brings out the shimmer and also protects it. So the goal today, and this is going to be a short video because of this, the goal today is then to put on next to that some nail polish that has glitter in it and this other new stuff that I got, just to see how it covers, to see if it was going to work in the place of tying that in and then coating it. I figure if you're going to do like a whip finished head that's going to be a color and you want to have some sparkle to it, why not put some of that on there to finish the head instead of clear coat? So here we go. So the first one I'm going to try is this glitter nail polish. It's actually got chunks of glitter in it, and it's all kinds of different colors too. When you turn it, you see purple, green, gold, pink, blue, orange. I mean, there's like all the colors. And let's see how it looks on the brush. You can see it's pretty sparkly, kind of chunky, but the undercoating of it is clear. So one thing that I see about this stuff already is that it's wanting to go to the bottom of the fly and drip. In which case, if I had I can do it with this. I can do it with this vise also. I can make it turn. I'm just going to leave it like that and see if it dries up. Now see, it's all the glitter's falling off. Let me thin it out some, see if that helps. Yeah, see, it's not wanting to stay on top of the fly. So the glitter in there might be too heavy. So what I was saying is some fly vices, they hold the fly so that everything's in line and you can turn it and that it turns the fly itself in line with where you're working. If I do that with this one, it turns like this. It flops all around. So this is a little bit different situation, I think, than a situation where you have like a flat surface that you're painting. Like if you're doing a fish pattern. Let me get this foam. I got some of this foam from something that we bought. This is just foam like you would get at a craft store, but it's a big piece, big thick piece. But I want to see what this does when I paint it on that foam. And we'll kind of let that dry a little bit and see if it comes to the way we want it to. Okay, so here's this on the foam. Yeah, so it's clear, and the foam or the glitter, you see the glitter is like a bunch of different sizes of glitter even. But it doesn't distribute very evenly. You'd have to do several coats. Okay, so that one's kind of a bust, I think. So let's do the same thing now. Yeah, that stuff is still wet. Okay. So some nail polishes will dry by now. This stuff looks maybe a little bit thicker. We'll hope it's a little thicker, or that these little glittery pieces will stick better. Let me see. Get some of this off of here. So this is going to be on this from here to the head. It doesn't seem to be doing it. Well, I thought it was going to be a great idea. Now, one thing we might do also is if I tied this with a thicker thread than this thin stuff that would have some more texture to it, it might hold. Might have something to hold on to. I don't know. Let me turn the fly and see if it sparkles. Yeah, you get a little bit in there. But if you were just doing that for a whip finished head, and you just wanted to add a little bit of flash to it, I could see that working okay, maybe. You might get a little bit of flash that you wouldn't normally have. But that compared to that, there's not much comparison with how much sparkle you get here. Another thing I might be able to do is add some of this into that other one, or vice versa, to see how it goes. Because see, this is just it's too wet, and it didn't leave much of the glitter on there. Even that first round is barely getting dry. So I'll try something else here for a second. Now I got some of that was dry enough that it stuck. But let me see what happens if I put a little bit of this thicker one on there first. And then I'll come in with this other stuff and blot it on there. Got a little bit more on there. That's a little bit too much effort, I guess, for what I'm trying to do. But yeah, you get a little bit of sparkle if you don't want too much. But again, compared to that, it's very different. So I would say that my idea did not work. And that was just a little coating of that same stuff on top of the other flash that I already had there. One thing I do like about this stuff is that it leaves a good thick clear coat versus the thinner stuff when it went on. So who knows? Anyway, well, I just thought I would, let me do this. I did not put this on the foam like I did the other one. Well, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but in person you can see the little bits that are in there sparkling a little. Just doesn't seem like it's worth the effort. Compared to the string. So we'll stick with the crystal flash, I think. Tying that in and just wrapping it around. Seems to be the better course of action. They make threads that have it built into it already. I just don't have that. I have this stuff already, so that's what I've been using. So I think I'll just continue to use that. So anyway, well, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. And you can check out some other videos on Facebook if you can find them, or I take these and post them on my YouTube channel. Search YouTube, Quiet Man 28 is my channel. I have, this video will be number 93, I believe. So I've got lots of fly tying videos. So check it out if you're interested, and have a great day.